The Pursuitist is talking to Jeff Leatham today about his new book, The Art of the Flower, available in bookstores and online. Jeff is the florist of the stars, from Kim Kardashian to Oprah. Jeff is also the artistic director for numerous Four Seasons hotels, including Beverly Hills, Philadelphia, and Paris. Jeff, welcome. Please take us inside your new book, The Art of the Flower.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here because this is my fourth book. My last book came out probably 5.5, 6 years ago, and this is kind of catches people up on what I've been up to if they haven't been following me on social media. Those of you who don't do that, it's just a real takes you back into, like you mentioned, the George Cinq, to my new office in Philadelphia, my home here in Los Angeles, and all the events and different things that I've been up to. Which a great thing to with this book is you open the pages and you really see that it's not just a book about flowers. It's like the title of the book. It's the art of the flower, the art of the design of the flower, and the different things that we do and the exciting things that we do during the holidays, you know, for Christmas and such, in these different properties, and the beautiful art installations that we create along with these flowers.
Well, let's talk about that process and inspiration, especially like in Paris.
Well, the process in Paris is really, I'm my worst enemy there, in the way of we're just always trying to recreate something that we've never done before. So I really have a great memory of everything that we've done there. This, if you can imagine, this is going to be my 23rd year at the George Cinq. So as I mentioned to you before, it's kind of the best marriage of my life in that way, that we've really made each other and helped put each other on the map. And I'm still as excited to be there and create there than I was the first 2 years I was there. So for myself, it's really about always trying to push the limits, always trying to do something there that we've never done before, and to make guests continue to want to come back and to want to stay and to walk into that lobby, as you know, and say, wow, this is an incredible experience. And we've always kept it that way. We've always kept, you know, I hate to throw that word in there, but we've always kept the budget really healthy and beautiful. And we need that to create that wow experience, because if people walk into that lobby of the George Cinq and they see all those thousands of flowers, you know, arranged differently every time they come, then that's the first impression of what, if I get this as I walk in, I wonder what the rest of my experience is going to be along my journey in this hotel.
Let's talk about the Four Seasons brand, actually. One of our favorite brands. Why are they, I'm curious from your point of view, why are they successful in luxury hospitality?
I mean, for myself too, I could have never imagined that I've been at the George Cinq for 23 years, but I've worked with the Four Seasons alongside with them for 28 years. So my whole career started with them here at the location, the Four Seasons at Beverly Hills, here on Doheny, is where I had my first interview. I never really wanted to work with flowers. It was a fluke. I got hired. This is where I was trained. And then that's where they came from Paris to see our work here in Beverly Hills. I was working for a woman named Paige at the time in her studio, and we were really creating these beautiful little pieces of art throughout the hotel. And I remember when I met Isidore Sharp, as you know, the founder of our company, and he said, you know, what's so important for us is the flowers. The flowers in our hotels are so important, especially when we open a new property, putting beautiful bouquets in the entrance and on the desks and in the rooms, because that really shows the clientele, it shows our guests, it's that little piece of home and how much we care to make them feel like they're at home and they're going to have a beautiful luxury experience in our hotels. So that's when I knew I was working for the right company with flowers, because flowers is such a DNA aspect and part of the Four Seasons brand.
So how do you handle challenging requests, and how does it make something better?
We don't actually get that much of a challenging request because it's been so many years we've been doing this, and people just love the flowers. And the George Cinq in particular, and in Philadelphia and all my offices around, there's so many flowers in the rooms and in the lobby spaces and in the restaurant and in the spa. Everywhere you go, it's just kind of this like magnificent trail of beauty that takes you from one place to another. So the requests are actually fun for us, when someone has like a marriage proposal, or there's an anniversary anniversary or birthday that's being celebrated. So we love their requests because sometimes they're obviously a little bit different, but we're always up for a good challenge.
Anything, again, you started out modeling in Paris, correct? And
Yeah, it's just there last month. I was walking around and I said to a friend of mine, I'm like, that's where I used to live when I lived here. And there was a little flower shop on the corner in Paris on Avenue Montaguet. And I remember walking by there, and that's really when flowers really started clicking in my head. Like, that is beautiful.
from modeling and the flowers to the Four Seasons, what was that transition like?
Just like every kid at that age, 23, 24, I needed money and I needed a job. And modeling was fun and it was fantastic. It was a great experience for me to go out and to travel and to have that, to open my world up to travel, because I was living in Milan and Paris at the time. But I came back to Los Angeles and I'd worked a lot of retail. I was a big manager at the Gap, opening stores for them. But I didn't really want to do that anymore. I knew I wanted something more artistic. And so I started, asking friends, and then it just kind of happened. He said, I have a friend that has a flower shop at the Four Seasons. Let me see if I can get you an interview. So it was literally a fluke, because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted to work in some aspect of design, but no way did I ever think it would be flowers. I was speaking to someone the other day and I said, it's funny to me because I was driving home from work the other day and I thought to myself, wow, you're like the flower guy, the most well-known flower guy in the whole world, and you work with flowers. It's just like so crazy that I'm so lucky enough to work in this industry and have taken so many people along this journey with me, and open their world to flowers. So I'm a pretty lucky guy.
Beautiful fluke.
Yes, definitely.
So I have some Pursuitist 5 quick questions. We ask similar questions to a lot of people, but favorite destination, places that you love to travel to?
Favorite hotel, yeah, Four Seasons Bora Bora. It's my happy place. And Four Seasons in Kona.
Favorite new restaurant?
Oh, favorite new restaurant. I'm not, I'll be perfectly honest. I'm not big on new restaurants. I'm like kind of like my staple kind of guy.
Okay.
So that's the only time I really cheat on Four Seasons is I'm a big like Hotel Bel Air, Beverly Hills hotel restaurant kind of guy.
And favorite airline?
Favorite airline? That's a great question. You know what? And this is a great question for these times when there's so many airline dramas. You rarely get an airline drama on Delta or Air France. The others, it's a drama every time. But so I'm a Delta Air France guy because they're so reliable and they're just so accommodating, and you always know you're going to get to where you need to go.
We love Delta.
Yeah.
And lastly, what is a Jeff Leatham travel tip?
Jeff Leatham travel tip is what I've learned is, and I'm sure a lot of people tell you this, in your carry-on, pack an extra days of clothes just in case. I just had so many incidences where I've been going somewhere very important to an important party or an event or a meeting, and I packed everything in my checked luggage, and then something happens and you're like, what am I going to do? And it's a Sunday in Europe, as you know, not a lot of stores are open. So I always try to pack a next day change of clothes and toiletries in your carry-on bag.
Jeff, thank you for the time today.
You're welcome.
The Art of the Flower in bookstores and online.
Thank you so much. Thank you.